I'm J.D. Green. I've been a face on the radio in Vermont for well over 20 years. And although I've loved my career in radio, I had a vision about bringing my connection to the community to a different platform, to social media, where I could create a blueprint of a podcast that's something constantly evolving, knowing that there's always room for new experiences and learning, discovery, exploration, new questions to ask, and answers to be sought after. A program without limitations, but still with intention to tell a more in-depth story behind what makes us tick, what inspires us, what makes us realize that the what and when is only secondary to the how. And it's the how and the why that I want to uncover. It's my hope with this podcast that I can inspire, inform, that we can learn together and tell the bigger stories behind our lives. That's our story. My real story off the air. I'll try to push the boundaries, arouse your curiosity, and ask the questions you want answers to. Maybe questions no one's asked. The good and the not so good. What's going on in Vermont as well as across our great country. Things you'll agree with, things you might not. It's my hope to laugh with you, cry with you, entertain and enlighten you, but mostly learn with you. Please make sure to support your local public access TV station, subscribe to my YouTube podcast, Aired Out, engage by sharing your comments, and invite your friends to be part of it too. Thanks for tuning in. This is Aired Out. You've got Aired Out Wednesday night. I'm J.D. Green. Thanks so much for tuning in and for subscribing, of course, to the podcast. Brought to you by CBD Crave, Peak Entertainment, Fontaine, Forestry, and Millworks, and where we are tonight, CVTV, Central Vermont Television. It is with great excitement and honor that I introduce this guy next to me, Jamie Lee Thurston.
That stuff doesn't usually go too well together when you start laughing like
excitement and honor? No,
yeah.
I'm
then
being
you laugh.
Sincere.
No, you laugh. Okay, I see how you are. It's going to be like that for an hour? Let's do it, buddy.
I am so happy. No, I really am. I'm so happy that you are here, brother. I love the pieces out of you. Do you know that?
Dude.
I'm going to start out on a serious note.
Yep.
I freaking love you, man.
Love you too. And I'm not even kidding either. And I've already told you that my favorite interviews that I've done, and I've done
so many.
Well, I've done a few. Been on radio tours across the country.
Yeah.
So from California to Florida to, that's kind of across the country, right?
Yeah, it is.
So I've done a ton of them, and I swear to God, yours is my favorite.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I'm not even kidding.
All right.
Yeah. I don't even think I would kid.
Buddy, I'm so happy that you're here. You're back home. You just rolled in from Boston. You spent the last six and a half hours in the car?
Well, 3-something one way, but that's only because we ran into traffic.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't, I left a little late, so
Sure.
I kind of had to put the hammer down.
Now, what the hell were you doing in Boston?
And
prior to that, Florida. Back it up. Tell me the story. What's going on?
Florida?
Yeah. Weren't you in Florida?
Yeah. It's kind of a vacation thing. I went and saw Bad Company at the
Did you
Hard Rock.
really? How was that?
Yeah. Can
How
I talk
was
about
that?
weed?
Of course you can.
Yeah. I might have been a little high when I went and saw him.
All right.
Should I tell you the story?
Yeah, tell me the story.
Okay.
This is called Aired Out, my man.
Yeah. Well, I might as well just.
Okay, this is not Froggy 100.9.
I might as well.
All right.
I might as well
We're just having a good time here.
Might as well just air it out. Then,
Air
right?
it right out.
Yeah. So I got a buddy down there, and I was there. A buddy that I've known since the '80s. So we were at the Hard Rock Casino, and he's probably 20 minutes from there.
Yeah.
So we were there having a few cocktails, and we saw the Bad Company was playing.
Yeah.
And I was like,
gotta go.
I'm coming back. So I found a ticket for, I don't know, $170 round trip from Nashville.
Yeah.
And went down there Wednesday to Saturday. And I was jacked up. I've never seen Bad Company. And Paul Rodgers is probably my favorite straight-up rock singer.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, and he still sings his ass off. It's
Did
crazy.
you tear up a little?
No?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'm going to see Frampton, and I'm a huge, huge fan of Frampton.
You are
I will
huge
I will be. I will be tearing up.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now.
Well, you interviewed him once, didn't you?
Oh my God, I was so starstruck.
Hey, and that's
like
pretty
a little
awesome.
girl
No, but that's awesome that you did that.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
Cool.
You're.
He's got some neurodegenerative disease with his fingers, and he's losing his hands. So this is his farewell tour. Anyway, back to Florida.
Oh yeah.
You crushed it down there. You had a good time. You played?
No, I didn't play.
It was down on the beach.
No, I was just hanging out.
But when you go to the beach,
this was a funky beach.
When you go to the beach, are you hanging out at the beach?
I'm airing it out at the beach, big fella. So
No, I want to know what you wear when you go to the beach. If you tell me jeans and cowboy boots, I'll say you're full of shit. What do you wear on the beach? Come on.
It ain't jeans and cowboy.
What is it? I want to know what you wear.
Flip-flops and shorts, baby.
What kind of shorts?
T-shirt?
What do they look like?
I don't know. They look like shorts.
Are they like flowery, kind of Hawaiian shorts, or is it like a
not really
Speedo kind of shorts?
Wow. So not either of those. So, I don't know, shorts.
All right, so tell me about Florida. So go on.
Anyways, this is just it was just a fun trip.
Yeah.
So, it was Friday night. I'm excited. Like, I'm a huge Bad Company fan.
Yeah.
Never seen Paul Rogers, blah, blah, blah. We talked about all that. So, my buddy has a 69 Firebird convertible.
Oh, my God.
Like, I'm trying to think of the blue color, but it's a deep blue color.
Cobalt.
Thank you. And it's a white interior. And I've been friends with him since I was 17. That's when I met him. He's from Rock Island, Quebec. He's lived down in, his name's Danny Flanders.
Smart guy.
Actually, I was at his house when I was watching the podcast of you and my dad.
Really?
Yeah, that story with you, the shots we did.
No, we're going to retell it.
Yeah, that's some funny shit.
All right.
So we decided we were going to go, and I'm super excited. So we go to the beach. He ends up knowing a guy there, so he gets up and sings. I went up and actually played a song.
Wow.
And we only had so we went to around 3. We got back at 6:30 to pick up his wife, right? And all 3 of us were going. Again, known her almost as long as I've known him. So super great, comfortable, one-hand friends, those kind. Like if you called them up.
I understand.
Yeah, the big joke is I went down there years ago, and I called him when I was in Philadelphia on my layover headed to his house. Hey, dude, guess what? Yeah, I'm coming to visit. Where are you? When you coming?
Oh, yeah.
I'm in Philadelphia right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got a couple of good ones like that, too. I know what you mean.
So he goes, and I might as well tell the story. What the hell? So we eat dinner. We have some wine. I've been drinking bourbon lately.
Okay.
Sipping on bourbon. Basil Hayden's, my favorite bourbon.
Okay.
It's not a burden to drink bourbon.
All right.
Stay with me.
I'm with you.
I'm trying to stay with me. We'll talk about last night.
Yeah,
which is why I'm trying to stay with me.
We're leading up to that. This is a week. This is a week lead up. So go ahead.
Yeah. So they're in the front. I'm in the back. I'm stretched out in the back. It's a beautiful night in Florida. The weather's awesome. And before we leave, I'm sipping a little bourbon, and he pulls out the gummy bears, right?
Not a good mix.
Oh, it's going to be a great mix. Yeah, he pulls out these gummies, not gummy bears, but gummies or whatever. Weed gummies.
Those gummies.
Weed gummies.
Understand.
Yeah.
CBD gummies.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So he had already told me before. He said they were weak.
Okay.
Yeah. So he pulls them out and he gives me one. I was like, dude, you already said they were weak. We should probably take 2. So we started with that.
Anybody who tells you that something's weak, it's going to be the opposite. Come on.
Oh,
you
God.
know that.
This was so funny. So we take those, sip a little bourbon, poof, we're gone, and I'm in the back of it, and it's gorgeous out, sunny, beautiful.
Yeah.
We're about 100 yards from the turn to go to the Hard Rock Casino. And I was like, whoa, wait. We forgot to fire up a doobie. Okay? So he takes about 2 hits. I take about 6. And I don't smoke a whole lot anymore. But this was a good occasion. Well, so then as we're rolling in, and it's like a winding driveway to the Hard Rock, I'm sitting on the back seat, not in it, on top, because it's a convertible.
Oh, boy.
Okay? And I couldn't be any happier.
The floodgates opened.
I'm with, old friends. I'm in and he's had this car for a long time, so we've cruised in it before. Love him, love her. I'm on the back seat. I'm feeling like a king right now. Like I'm sitting like you're going through a parade, right? Okay. By the time we pull up, I get out. I swear I'm doing this.
Oh yeah.
because I'm walking on air.
Oh,
and
sure.
My grin each one had to touch an earlobe. It's that good. I don't know a soul, right? So what do I care?
Yeah.
And I couldn't be any happier. We go in there, and oh my God.
Yeah.
So we weave our way in, and we're there just about, actually they started a little late. So we were there at like 5 of 8. They're supposed to start at 8. They started at 8:15, I think. Could be the best sounding show I've ever heard.
Wow.
Yeah. I was going to say best sounding show I've ever seen, but that doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, that's true.
So I had the best time. Paul Rogers can still sing his ass off.
Sure.
And so Paul Rogers and Simon Kirke, the drummer, have been together since All Right Now. You know the song?
Oh, yeah.
All Right Now. Yeah. Free?
Yeah, Free.
Yeah, so that's 1970. So they started a little before that. So they've been doing it for 40 years.
Yeah, easy.
Right? And it was unbelievable. So, to say that I might have been slightly on the high side,
yeah.
Oh my God! So we get done that. We go to the bar afterwards, and there's a cover band over there. And my buddy goes, all of a sudden he leans over, and he goes, "Hey man!" And so the bass player of this band. Let me preface this: the bass player, the cover band that was playing in the casino,
yeah,
right, had a bandana on his head. So my buddy, I call him Frenchie. Frenchie leans over to me and he goes, "Hey." I go, "What?" We're all sitting in the corner of this bar. And he goes, "The bass player is in the middle singing, and he's playing a Les Paul bass." And I'm looking. I'm like, "What?" "No, man, the bass player. He's singing. He's in the middle playing a Les Paul bass." I'm looking. I'm like, "No, he's not." "Oh, yeah, no, he is." I'm looking again, thinking it's me. Yeah. So then he starts getting adamant and going, "Yes, he is." Well, Chantal is his wife, right? They've been married for, I don't know, way over 30 years. She's over there and she goes, "What did he say?" I said, "He says the bass player's playing a Les Paul bass and he's in the middle singing right now." She looks over at the stage, looks at him and goes, "No, he's not." And Frenchie, all of a sudden, at that moment, realizes that it's not what he thought it was. Well, we laughed hysterically.
Oh,
well, Frenchie has these chubby little cheeks, and she had told a story about them driving down the road. Whenever he smiles, it makes his eyes go like this. And she goes, don't laugh. You can't see. You're going to get us killed." Swear to God. So anyways, we laughed. I laughed for 20 minutes solid. Just like, because then he's laughing, so his cheeks are going up and his eyes are going like this. We're laughing because you can't see. Oh my God! Anybody who was sitting around that bar had to be looking at us. And when the bartender walks up and says, "What can I get you?" I would have looked over and said, "I want what they're having." Anyways, it was awesome. Great time. Bad Company was awesome.
Sounds like you had a hell of a time.
Yeah,
and you played Bad Co. My God, so many times.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
But you've never seen them.
Nope. Oh,
Wow,
I take that back. I'm sorry. I saw them without Paul Rogers, probably late 80s.
All right.
Because he was not their lead singer.
All
and
right,
I liked him then too, but whew.
So fast forward now, you're in Boston last night.
Yeah.
And this was a BMI event?
Yeah. So I'm a BMI songwriter, and for those people who don't know, basically it's BMI, CSAC, and ASCAP are who you license your songs to.
Sure.
And when your song is played on the radio,
you get a royalty
they
check.
track the song. You get a certain amount of, whether it's a nickel or whatever it is per play.
Sure.
That's how songwriter guys like us make money, because we sit there all day, we write songs, we got to go in and do a demo of them, which is basically, it's the same thing as a master recording. You're just doing them quicker.
Yeah.
Right? So you're not spending all the time doing overdubs, but it sounds like, if I played it for you, sounds like a record.
Wow.
Yeah. So it costs money to do all that.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that, without the songwriter, it all stops.
Yeah.
You don't get new music.
Yeah, of course.
So when people, especially back when they were pirating songs and stealing them off the internet and stuff like that, you can do that, but you're going to cut the songwriter out who's not going to be able to, I mean,
Sure.
you know, whether the guy's a mechanic or he's whatever they do, they have to get paid for their work, right?
Yeah, right.
That's one thing I've learned about business. Everybody has to make money. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
So when people come up to you and go, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? And sometimes you can. And of course you want to get, like I'm much better at the giving stage. I don't like receiving stuff much.
Mm-hmm.
I just like to, that's why I do benefits as much as I can.
Sure,
and
of course.
that kind of stuff.
So what do you say to people that say, the music industry is so corrupt and crooked? What do you come back with?
Yep, sure is. It's the entertainment business. It's like you're surrounded by egos.
Sure.
So, you know, at this stage of the game, I've been doing it so long, and I've suffered with depression for a long, long time and had a really, really hard time with it. So they say, what do you want to do? What's success for you? Success for me is being able to make a living, and you want to make money, but happiness
You got to have a good
is
time.
at the top.
Sure.
You got to be happy. And for anybody who knows anything about depression, it's a tough gig. And artists, a lot of us struggle with that. I mean, when I moved to Nashville and, I ended up getting my record deal with Warner Brothers, and there's some friends of mine that were artists there as well. But when you go down there, we're kind of all the same to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, when you're from Vermont or Maine or Mass or wherever it is.
Sure.
Being a musician is more of it's not common, shall we say.
Yeah.
It's not like a painter
Sure.
But when you're down there, everybody's a musician. The
Right.
waitresses are musicians. The bartenders
Oh,
are
hell yeah.
musicians. Everybody's
For
a
sure.
musician. So,
So you see a lot of that. You see
yeah,
a lot
it's
of
a ton. So, your whole, at least my, success has changed where I want to be happy. And man, I've been on a roll lately, but it's because I've got great friends and great people.
Sure.
That surround me, and I keep, I tell the I tell the story, like, every show I do, I'm hoping people show up. Swear to God, it's like that. So I'm a nervous wreck, and then when they do, I don't know if they showed up because they actually like my music or they feel bad that I'm still singing, so they want to come out and want to come out and support me. Like,
Brother,
damn, he's still doing that.
You turn so many gigs, man. I'll tell you, when every single time you come home to Vermont, you just pack it in, brother. It doesn't matter where you. My God,
I'm blessed.
I mean, so
Lots of
many
people.
places. I mean, the Pickle, the Rusty Nail. I mean, it doesn't matter. Higher Ground. Are
Yeah.
you doing a Higher Ground show pretty soon?
We're actually doing. I just solidified that. So there's a band in town called. Their name is Quadra. They've been around. Like, I've known them since the '80s.
Yeah.
Great band, and great friends of mine. The keyboard player's wife has an autoimmune disease, and my mom has an autoimmune disease. It's kind of like pulmonary fibrosis, where it's basically, it attacks itself, and it hardens your lung tissue, which takes your lung capacity from this down to eventually. So I was approached by them to do this, and we put it together. So it's going to be April 20th.
Okay.
And it's called the Big E, but it's basically it's the IMAX Theater in Essex Junction.
Oh,
Vermont. Yeah. So it's set up for sound.
Yeah.
There's a giant stage there, and of course you've got the giant screen as well.
Wow.
Yeah. So
get your tickets. Get your tickets.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So it's April 20th. It's Quadra and myself, which is Mark Lurvey is a guitar player, and that we've been buddies since the 80s.
Yeah.
An old manager of mine told me you can never make new old friends.
Yeah. Now, how is Lurvey doing? What's he been up to these days? Is he still playing around with the boats?
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, he's still playing around. He's still playing around with the boats. He has a boat business. The thing about Lerv,
Very successful boat business.
he does, yeah. It's called Inland Marine.
Yes.
And
on Lake Champlain.
yeah. And he actually it's in Colchester. And that's one of the hardest working dudes I know.
I know. They're out there in the yard all the time.
Yeah. He's
12 months a year.
Yeah, the guy works his ass off.
Oh, yeah.
And if you come see us when he turns around, look, most of his ass is gone.
Yeah.
Because he worked it off.
Yep, that's right.
I'm telling you. That's not
So you were with Lervy last night in Boston. Now how was that? What was that experience like? What's it like getting together with Lervy?
Oh God.
The old boy.
We're pals. We were day drinking on Saturday.
Ouch.
Yeah. Gently. But yeah, like Lerv's a guy where we get a porter or something, like porter or stout, whatever it was, and I'm like, what's the alcohol content? The guy goes 8.1. I'm like, whoo. And Lervy goes, well, if that's the strongest you got, I guess we'll just drink 2. Did I say that right, Lerv? He's gonna come on later.
Oh my God! So you got into a little bit of bourbon last night.
Yeah. So I had so my buddy called me to do this, and what my friend does for BMI is basically he goes around to organizations and gets songwriters to come play, so that the people understand what the process is. Yeah. Okay. So they realize that songwriters are people.
Sure.
We just have a different gift, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, like being able to build a deck is a gift.
Oh, of course.
Because I am like so OCD.
Yeah.
I can't even hang a picture.
Can you imagine how fucked up?
I just love it when it starts like that.
Can you imagine how fucked up a deck would look if you and I built it?
I'm not kidding, dude. I like hanging a picture. I'm so OCD. I don't know where to put it. I don't know how high up to put it. Like, and if somebody else did it, I'd go, "Oh, it looks great." Oh my God! I need somebody to show me how to build a deck.
Me too.
Yeah, just saying.
So,
I keep wiping my eyes because I'm laughing.
no tequila last night, just bourbon.
Oh, contraire, my friend. I actually been on a bourbon kick. I was out in Utah back in November.
Yeah.
Doing a benefit for this guy. Called me out of the blue. He had heard about my song "Ghost in His Eyes" that I wrote. I wrote it a long time ago, and it was before people knew what post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury was.
Sure.
So a buddy of mine had gone to Iraq, and when he came back, most vets don't like to talk about it. I mean, you think about that for a second and let that sink in. These guys are in a foreign land. When I say foreign, I'm like they're in the desert. Okay. They got let's just say it's 100-pound pack on their back and a gun in their hand, and they're dodging bullets and bombs. This is the real shit. And I don't know when I guess I do know when I got it is when my friend told me about it. And what he said was he was a medic. So what he said was he goes, dude, you can't even imagine. He's like, first off, it's hot as hell. Sand everywhere. They're bombing you all the time because they don't want you sleeping, right? Wow. And then he's going out in these Humvees, and he's a medic. So his job is to pick up the pieces. And he told me, he goes, once you see something like that, he goes, once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah, sure.
No matter what it is.
Sure.
And just to give you a post-traumatic stress, something so people get it, and it's this simple. Say you're at a red light. Somebody rear ends you, okay? From then until who knows how long, because actually it happened to me. I was at a red light and got rear-ended. So for the longest time, when I'd be at a red light and I'd see somebody coming up behind you, you're freaking out.
Yeah.
Am I going to get rear-ended?
Yeah.
And that's so on the small scale of things.
Sure it is.
He said that. I was with a buddy of mine I used to write a lot of songs with, a guy named Vip Vipperman, and had hits for, Randy Travis and Trace Adkins and Reba, and just a great songwriter, great guitar player, great guy. Actually, now he's out there playing with Don McLean, American Pie guy. Yeah. Wow. I wonder if I wouldn't mind being the American Pie guy. Yeah. I wonder if he knows sorry, Don, but he kind of is.
If you're watching.
Yeah. So we wrote this song. It sat around, and then I recorded it. And when people started hearing it, because I don't I don't know. I struggle with depression, so that means you struggle with, is it any good? And you're, you know, if people say, your song, then you think that, or you can think that. So cut the song, and people were hearing it, and that's how I've been lucky enough to do this stuff that I did for veterans. So as I ramble on, were we talking about New York City?
We were.
Okay.
Well, we were talking about Boston.
Oh, yeah, first.
Yeah.
Then we're going to go to New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I traveled.
And that's just the, you know.
That's just the East Coast.
Just the East Coast.
So what my friend does, as we go back to the beginning of all this, is he brings songwriters around to the establishments that pay BMI, ASCAP, and CSAC to show them how the process works and say, hey, this is a real deal. Yeah. This is where the music comes from, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. So that's what we did last night. Now, I hadn't been drinking tequila, but usually when I play, I'm a tequila guy. Yeah. Do you know tequila's an upper?
I did not know that.
That's what they say. It seems to work. It seems to work for me.
You know, I think we should find out.
Seriously?
I think we should find out if it's really. I brought you very special.
Yeah, we won't be finding out with that. Let's look at this.
No,
that
come on.
Says wrong answer.
That's authentic. Come on.
Yeah, it's authentic.
You know,
right?
you
it doesn't even say like 100% agave. You were a sick man.
You got very upset with me one time.
They don't realize it. So I've got
No, just hang on.
I was going to tell I'm just going to hang on.
You got very, very upset with me one time. I
did?
Yes, you did.
Oh, come on.
Come on. I'm serious. We were in the studio, and you said to me, "Well, you've had Cabo Wabo before," and I said, "No, I've never had Cabo Wabo," and you got upset with me.
Where were we?
We were in the studio.
Okay.
We were in the studio. So, brought a little bottle of Cabo Wabo, just so that I can do my first taste test with Jamie Lee Thurston.
Well, so for those people,
you a bottle of 1800. Okay.
Yeah, we got 3 tequilas here, which is about 3 too many. But
should we do?
At this point,
should we do a little taste test and see if we can tell the difference between Old Mexican,
the Old Mexico Tequila Oro Authentico, which I call bullshit. I'm not kidding. It doesn't say 100% agave.
We'll just put this away.
Yeah, we need to run from that.
All right, we'll just put that away.
Screaming.
All right.
And we also have a bottle of Cabo Wabo, and we've got a little teeny bottle of 1800.
Yeah, so...
you want to see if we could tell the difference?
Oh, I know we could tell the difference.
Yeah. Okay,
I mean,
so you realize...
We can if you want to.
No.
You want to see if I can tell the difference?
No.
All right. Because I wouldn't...
Because let me help you out.
Yeah.
I was with Lerv last night. We were drinking bourbon all night. Let's put it this way. So Lerv and I roomed together last night. The first thing I said this morning when I opened up one eye, which made him laugh all the way home, was this. Ow. It was. I was like, woo. Yeah, we were doing shots of...
Now, we say rooming with Lerv. You're not talking same bed or anything. I mean...
No.
Okay.
Anymore, we're just Seinfeld. Not that there's anything wrong with
that.
No. I'm
not
a judger. None of my business. Oh, yeah, that's what we need. Oh, yeah, thanks, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, so those of you who can't see, Tony just brought a giant-size wine glass that could probably hold about 4/5 of tequila. And I don't mean 4/5 of. I mean 4 full fifths of tequila. Yeah, thanks, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, we need your help. He just brought us another giant size. Yeah, he just brought us another giant size glass. That's frightening. For somebody who's hungover today like me.
Yeah. Hair of the dog, baby.
All right. Dog. Wait. We gotta be quiet so they can hear us chink. What are we cheersing to? Bros, friends, great friends.
Me losing my virginity to Cabo Wabo.
All right. Well, that's a good sound right there.
Boy, that is very smooth. Was that a little hair of the dog?
I don't know what it was. I had to get it out, though. There was something. Oh, jeez. I drank enough of that last night. Wow. You know, I've been trying to get...
Boy, is that nice. That's so nice.
It is good. I've been trying to get Dan Dubonnet, who's the GM of WOKO.
Great guy.
I've known him.
God, he's such a great dude.
I've known him since early 90s, and he's one of my best friends, a mentor. He's like my big brother. He's the best dude.
Yeah, he is.
I want, I told him, I haven't talked him into it yet, but I want to go in there in the morning.
Yeah.
And I want to, like, do shots.
Why not?
And see, like, we'll check alcohol level.
Oh, I've done that before.
You have?
Oh, God, yeah, many times. Many times. I did an annual, I did 16 years.
Seriously?
17 years.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Drinking and driving, yeah, annual
No,
show.
I don't want to drive.
No. No. Every year I have a police officer that makes the drinks for me, mixes
Seriously?
them down. Yeah, and I get hammered.
Oh, and then they put you through the course?
Yeah, well, no, they give me the sobriety tests right
Yeah.
there on the air in the studio.
Yeah.
And, of course, we get up to the .08 legal limit,
Yeah.
legally drunk, and the whole premise behind it is that I feel fine and more than confident that I could drive.
Good thing Lerv's here and can drive me home now.
Yeah.
Feel
Well,
like
it's
I'm
just
right back
one.
where I
No,
was.
I mean, just a little.
Just a little virgin.
little
just
nipper.
Just a little
Now,
virgin.
what about this? Do you want to?
No, I don't.
Okay. So what's wrong with the 1800?
I don't know. I can tell you this. My dad was a Jose drinker.
Yeah, that I did know.
I drank so. I guess you know a lot of kids want to be like their dad.
Yeah.
Whoa, I drank enough of that to sink a battleship.
So speaking of Dad and all that, and I had Dad on the show, and that was amazing.
Yeah, I watched the whole podcast.
I mean, I'd ask him a question, and he would.
Yep, he sure would.
Just
I just kind of did it just now. I forgot whether I was in Boston or New York City.
now, why would Dad hide the guitar on you when you were a kid? You told me before that he used to hide the guitar for you.
I was
Or on
lucky.
ya.
Okay, I was lucky and blessed that my dad was a musician, and so I've got two older sisters, Vicky and Debbie. Vicky's 2 years older than me, and Debbie is 4 years older than me.
Okay.
So we're 2 years apart.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we grew up exactly the same, and they never gravitate. They love music. They love to listen to it. They love to, turn it up. They love concerts, that type of stuff. But they never wanted to sing and that's all I've ever wanted to do. So I've been, like my BMI friend Dan Spears said last night, he's like, man, you've been able to make a living doing what you love to do. There's something to be said for that.
Hell yeah.
So I agree. And as I say that, we should probably just do one more shot. Well, you're going to get cocky. We might as well just do another one. Just one. You can do it. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. So JD's pouring us a shot because he can. And then I'll just keep talking. So I was blessed to grow up like that. Been singing since I was 3 years old. I was on the road as a roadie, water boy, towel boy, ran lights, sound, fall spot, yada, yada, yada. So straight out of high school, that's perfect. So straight out of high school. That was good, huh?
That was good.
Yeah, for those of you who couldn't see, he poured one for me and poured one for him. And I just did the old switcheroo because, needless to say, his doesn't have quite as much as mine did. Now his has more than mine does. Love that. So,
Oh, wow.
I literally went straight out of high school and straight into my dad's band, Boogie Beast. I grew up with all those guys. They were all like older brothers to me. The guitar player would show me riffs.
Yeah.
And so it was party and chicks for me.
Yeah.
I was telling the story to my buddy Frenchie. I go, I didn't even know all three sets. I only know the last two.
Yeah.
So they would go down and play the first set. Well, I didn't even know it yet. Well, what am I? I'm upstairs with some girl. Like, what should a kid be doing? He should be practicing to learn the other stuff.
Yes.
Not me. I'm on a mission. And it's not to be a better guitar player. Let's put it that way. And I'm not going to tell that story, but anyways,
boy.
I found that pretty funny. So, when I started playing, it was all about the party and girls.
Yeah.
So I'd put my guitar down and then I'd be traipsing off and, whether it be drinking or trying to pick up a girl or whatever. And they would always go, hey, where's your guitar? They'd go take it down. Oh, yeah, I'll get it. Well, somebody could easily. I'll tell that story about how I got that guitar, but somebody could easily grab the guitar, walk out with it, and then what am I going to do? I don't have an instrument to play.
This is the Gold Top.
Yes, it's Gold Top Les Paul. 1968 or 9.
Okay.
I was going to say 1969 to be exact, but I don't know if it's a 68 or 69. So at one point, they literally would hide it. And so this one time I'm in Rock Island, Quebec, and I'm, nuzzling up to some girl, and they were like, "Where's your guitar?" I go, "It's right up there." And they went, "No, it isn't." And they were all stone-faced.
Dead serious.
Dead serious. And I was like, "Okay, you guys, where'd you put it?" Because they had done it before, but then they would say, "All right, we took it down, we put it underneath the stage, but don't be an asshole.
Right.
Somebody's going to steal your guitar.
Sure.
Put it away. It's part of your job."
Yeah.
Well, this time, I was like, "Okay, you guys." Well, they were like, "We didn't touch it."
Yeah.
So I would run over to my dad, and I'm like, "Hey, where's my guitar?" He goes, "I don't know." Well, I started freaking out. And so I haul off, and so this goes on for 10 or 15 minutes. There's a giant calzone case. I haul off, knee that thing, hurt my knee. Enough so I had to sit on a stool and play the next night.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm crying. I can't believe somebody stole my guitar. I'm 17. And then they go, "Okay," after 20, 30 minutes of that.
That's
especially
a long
after I
20 or
banged my
30
knee.
minutes.
Oh,
Man.
God.
You learned a lesson.
Yeah, I think I put it away after that.
Hand me that. I want to show you something.
Oh, this dude.
Yeah.
What do you got for me there?
I want to just show you something.
Want me to sing a little song I wrote off camera? Oh, yeah. My name is JD. That's pretty awesome.
That's it.
Yeah, I like it.
That is a D. No. You put that. Get that back in your hand.
Yeah, no, I'm going to play it, but I'm going to wait till Lerv gets up here.
All right.
I want him to sing harmony with it.
All right, Lerv's running late. Yeah. So speaking of Lervy, I think one of the last times I saw him, I was with you guys.
We've been talking for 35 minutes already?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It goes fast.
I was with you guys backstage at the Elks Lodge.
Oh, I love that this is... Tell the story, because this is one of my favorite stories.
You guys were just getting ready to do your show, and we're all back there, and all of us. Chris Wright and the rest of the whole family. God bless them.
Right. So it's Chris, Todd Mulvey, Mark Lervy.
Yeah.
Me.
Dad.
Yeah. Were we just 4-piece then, or was?
God, I don't know. And we all got in the big circle there. You've done this millions of times.
It's the way we start all the shows.
Right.
We do a toast, say thanks to everybody, because you're only as good as the people around you. And lucky for me, I got great people.
And you all pour a toast of Patron, I believe, or Cabo.
Yeah, probably wasn't Patron, but whatever. It's tequila. Good tequila.
You pour a shot, which I call a 7-Eleven Big Gulp. Okay? It's not a shot.
Yeah,
okay? Well, it's not a shot.
Yeah,
it's 7 shots.
Yeah, we call it like a band shot. Yeah,
and you know me. You know I'm not a drinker. I don't drink. I just don't. I don't drink a lot.
Yeah, which is good. Speaking of that, here's to not drinking.
Woo.
Smooth. Wow. Now I'm feeling all right.
I'm standing there in this circle, and I've got this cup in my hand that's like 7 shots, and I literally
the 7-Eleven Big Gulp.
Y'all are doing a prayer before, and I'm literally kind of shifting my feet backwards to try to remove myself from the family. Okay, I'm divorcing myself from the circle slowly, trying to do it in a way where no one's going to notice.
Stealthily.
Your father looks at me and he goes,
well, for those who aren't watching TV, so what's he doing?
He's getting me back in the circle.
Okay.
So it wasn't tequila. It was moonshine.
Oh, it must be his. Well,
it was his, no, it was his moonshine.
Okay.
It was his moonshine, the clear stuff.
Yeah.
And we down the hatch. I mean, down. The hatch.
You sure we didn't? Did we do just one or was it two?
For me, it was 7. Okay. It was a large cup. And I mean, I just literally tried to open my esophagus and just let it flow. Well, I hadn't, because I've been so busy, I hadn't had a chance to eat dinner yet. So combine the fact that I'm generally a mild drinker at best with an empty stomach. And within a matter of seconds, I mean, I just went from being completely sober to completely hammered. And
there was no in between, was there?
No. And we're starting to sift out and head towards the back of the stage, which the backstage was at the far end of the hall.
Yeah.
We had to walk the length of the venue up top on the mezzanine.
Yeah, which is what, 20 yards?
No, that's a good 75.
Okay.
That's a good, maybe 76.
Well, don't forget, things look a lot longer.
Oh.
When you're when you go from sober to hammered.
Well, by the time
which is why guys drink before they have sex.
I understand.
Yeah, things look longer.
All right. By the time I got to the stairs, I didn't know if I could make it down the stairs, and I had both hands on both of the railings.
I didn't know this.
And I know you didn't. You're behind me with the band. I'm getting introduce you guys. Get ready, and I'm coming down the steps, and I come up to the back of the wing there, and there was a lady there, and she's like, she puts her hand out, and she puts her hands on my chest, and she's like, hang on a second, we're not quite ready.
She's giving you the Heisman.
Yeah. And she's like, we just need to make a couple of fine tweaks with the lights and the curtains and the sound, and we're just not quite ready yet. We're not quite there yet. And I'm like, but I'm ready.
But I'm all the way there.
And I'm ready now. I mean, I had to, if I had to wait another 2 minutes, I wouldn't have been introducing you to somebody else. And I got out there, and I was like, I just grabbed the mic, and instead of reading, the notes and why we're here and the sponsors and all that, I just grabbed the mic, and I went, Lee Thurston.
I do remember.
Oh, my God.
I do remember looking at you going, whoa. Old JD's looking a little rough over there.
Where the hell's Lurvy?
Lurvy.
Lurvy!
That lovey devil. Come on in here, Lurv.
Here he is.
Bring your chair.
Look at this.
Should I move my guitar? Oh, look at this.
How many times have you asked for Lurvy and bang, he's right there on time? I mean,
for me?
Yeah.
Several.
Really? Mark Lurvy.
For me.
Everybody.
And for those of you who don't know,
this guy.
Yeah, we go back to the 80s. Lurv had his own band. It was called The Law, which actually Todd Mulvey, who's been playing with me for over 20 years, was Lurv's drummer, and that's how Todd became my drummer because I called Lurv and said, I need a drummer.
You ever seen him naked?
Wow, seriously?
No, I'm just getting right into it.
I mean, we're in the same band, so I'm sure I've seen him change.
I'm just asking.
I've seen him enough to know that he works his ass off, or half-ass. So, so everybody, Mark Lurvy. Lurv, say hi. Come on, man.
Hi there.
Does he need to scoot up?
Yeah, scoot.
Yeah.
Just scoot your ass right up there.
Come to Papa here.
Come to Papa.
So, Lurv and I have known each other since the 80s, and actually, how do I put this? We had a little falling out. We called it our quick divorce for probably a year or two.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I don't know if it was a year or two, Lurv.
2.5, I think.
Was it?
2.5? That's a long time, buddy.
Yeah.
What the hell did he do? Or what did you do?
Just
doesn't matter.
Life happens sometimes.
Sure, of course.
And,
been there, done that.
But I can tell you, at one point, I literally called him up, and I go, Lurv, want to do a gig? He goes, you're fucking right, I do. Which actually was one
after 2.5 years.
I swear to God, it was exactly like that, wasn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
And actually, it was a good thing because now we say it all the time. It's like I tell him, I go, we're friends for life.
Sure.
I'm not going through that again because it sucked.
Yeah.
You don't get friends like that.
Sure. That's right.
We laugh like, so when I released my last record and the single for Giving Up Breathing, I'm going to skip around. Giving Up Breathing, I literally go on like a 2-week radio tour of the South, like Tennessee, Alabama, Louisiana. I don't know if we went to Georgia, Kentucky, and it was 2 weeks solid. Lerv drove everywhere. When you know, because there's no egos. Yeah. Period. We're bros. He's a seasoned professional. I'm lucky to have him. And when you can make music, it's awesome. But when you can make music with your pal, it's a whole nother level.
Of course.
So he literally, I'm going to these radio stations. He'd be getting my guitar out and tuning it. And
did it today.
Actually, he did do that today. Yeah. And it's just but he does it because, I know he does it because he loves me. Yeah. And sometimes this makes me uncomfortable because it's like, I got it. And he's like, just go fuck yourself. I'm just doing, you know.
He literally loves you.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
So he drove everywhere.
Are you trying to say I should be jealous of Lerv?
Everybody's jealous of Lerv.
Okay.
Chicks are jealous of Lerv.
I'm just asking.
So he drove everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And I would, literally, I would sleep in between and wake myself up going like this. And where are we? Almost there, dude. Come on. It was awesome. So, but it was the last night, and I'm like, I'm going to take you out to a giant dinner. So come on. I get in the car, and I start driving us. It was Kentucky, right? Is that where it was? No, it doesn't matter. So, in my head, okay, we're coming up to an intersection, and we listened to a thing today where it was I think we were driving and a train was going by, right? And you literally, you watch the video and you don't see anything for a second, and all of a sudden you hear me go, because he's doing it through the window, he's filming it, and I go, of course you can roll your fucking window down. He's like, of course you can go fuck yourself. And it's that the whole time.
Now that sounds like a married couple.
Because
right
we're
there.
bros, man. So when I asked him to come to Boston,
that's all legit. That's just
that's the real deal.
Yeah, it's the real deal.
So when I asked him to come to Boston, he's like, hey, he goes, oh yeah. He goes, I'm driving. Every fucking mile of it, I'm driving. Yeah. So okay. So this one time, we still laugh about it today, and it's like a 5-way intersection, I think. Yeah. It was me, 1, 2, and 1, 2. So it was a 5-way.
Sure.
And I'm going through it, and I'm watching this car coming, and in my head I'm like, yep, I bet I got the right of way, and I bet she ain't even gonna stop. And sure enough, she comes right through it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I am literally, I learned this, my dad would hammer on the horn to people. That's the way I grew up. So I'm like, all the way through the intersection. And the lady is white as a ghost and scared shitless, right? As she goes by, I said, I knew she was going to go through that. I saw it. And Lerv is over there going, oh, my God. And then he goes to me, he goes, hey, we had a red light.
Actually, a slight adjustment to that story. Oh. Not only was he blowing the horn, he was giving everyone in the intersection the finger.
Oh, really?
Like moms bringing their children home.
Yeah, from school.
Yeah.
God, that son of a bitch.
He owned that intersection.
Yeah. Now he doesn't like to ride with me. I get a little aggressive sometimes when I drive. Could be in a hurry sometimes.
We only have 13 minutes left, brother. You going to do a song?
We should play a song.
You want to play a song? Now, do you guys discuss this ahead of time? What song you would do, or do you just kind of? It doesn't matter.
So long. Actually, my BMI friend last night goes. And my BMI friend Dan Spears, I've known since I've lived in Nashville for a little over 21 years, but I flew back and forth twice a week for 2 months. Yeah. Twice a week. I flew back and forth for 2 years every other week. Wow. Before I moved there a little over 21 years ago. That's when I met Dan Spears.
Now, can you get Dan Spears and BMI to sponsor the podcast, Aired Out?
Maybe. Call him up.
Dan.
call me. We'll do shots. I promise.
Yeah, we'll do shots.
So, what was I saying? Oh, it doesn't matter. We've been playing together so long. And Dan last night was like, they're buddies by the end of the night. Dan's going, oh yeah, I'm signing him up. As soon as I do that, I'm kicking you out and pulling Lerv in. Yeah. So,
who's better guitarist, you or Lervy?
We both are. Actually, we laughed.
This guy can tear it to shreds, man. I mean, he's just crazy.
And sing his butt off too, so it's awesome. I wrote this song. I dated this girl and was head over heels. Wanted to marry her, the whole 9 yards.
You heard this before, Lerv?
I don't know yet.
So, I literally was drinking way too much. I had a really tough time.
Yeah.
Drinking way too much. Walked into the kitchen drunk, and I was like, man, I'm crying. I'm like, giving you up is like giving up breathing.
Yes.
I at least scratched it down. And then when I went and wrote with a guy named George Taryn, who's just the greatest guy and an amazing songwriter. He's actually from Boston, too, but he's been down in Nashville for, 30 years. I got together with him. We wrote this in an afternoon, which doesn't happen a whole lot. So anyway, it's called Giving Up Breathing. Every way I go seems to be the wrong way. Everyone I see keeps asking if I'm okay. I've been stuck in the same damn rut. Being with somebody else feels like cheating. Baby, giving you up is like giving up. I can swear off nicotine, say goodbye to caffeine, no more alcohol. I could live without it all. Thought it'd be the same day I heard you say you're leaving. Baby, giving you up is like giving up breathing. That's the gist of the song. I could keep singing the whole thing, but we ain't got much time left, and I want to talk about some other things.
All right.
But
that's awesome, man.
yeah, it actually was a top 40, which was cool.
Yeah. Along with 15 minutes.
15 minutes was a top 20. So
that was Rodney Atkins.
Rodney Atkins, yeah. I had a record deal at the time, and so my publishing company had given me a license. Rodney Atkins had a license.
Sure.
So that was like my third record deal, and that fell apart, and thank God Rodney cut it. And actually, Dan Spears, when I got the check, I was afraid to open it because I didn't know how much money it was going to be. So I went to dinner that night with Dan. I go, yeah, I got my check. He's like, well, how much was it? I go, I don't know. I'm too scared to open it.
Wow.
I swear to God. Yeah. So I just got back from New York City and did it's a foundation that I met. So I also do stuff with Heritage.
Yeah, you do.
Heritage Toyota. So I do their commercials and voiceovers, and we're actually doing a series on vets as well.
Yeah.
And so we've interviewed, I think we've interviewed 3 different organizations, maybe 4 people. But the first one was Purple Hearts Reunited. And it's, and what, it's Zach, Jess, and Sarah. And what they do, Zach's a vet. Like, I call him Captain America, man. When you're in, when you're deployed, okay, when you sleep, you're basically sleeping in a plywood hut. Okay, I don't know if it's 12 by 12, but it's small, and there's, several dudes in there. Well, I don't know if it was an RPG or what it was, but it literally exploded in the hut and blew these guys out of their, shrapnel, blew them out of their cots, and they're in their underwear, right? And because Zach had told me this story off camera. And so he's wandering around. He's bleeding. And he looks, and they had also hit the pole where the flag was flying. So, and there was a fence around it, like I don't know, don't quote me with exact, but 8 foot high, 10 foot high, 12, whatever it was. He literally, in his underwear, a bomb just went off. Lucky he's not, dead. And he scales the fence because he wants to pick the flag up off the ground. That kind of guy. Crazy stuff, man. So they just had their first annual. They've been doing this for a long time. They go find, they don't find. Sometimes they run across Purple Hearts, and sometimes they're sent to them. Actually, I think they said they get sent 2 or 3 a week. Or again, don't quote me with specifics because it's their gig. And but they literally track down either the recipient or the family, so that they can, and they have it all professionally framed, and they give it back. Like there was Jess Jaggers. She had told me a story that I can't remember. I think it was somewhere in the Midwest, and this lady was 80, 90 years old, and it was her brothers, and she was like, "This is she." Last time she saw it, she was 4 years old, and it was crazy. She's like, it looks just as blue as it did, and it literally brings healing, closure. Like,
sure,
they returned one, and the family had never had a family reunion, and it brought the whole family together. It's an amazing thing. We were down in New York City. A ton. There was enough metal in the room to build a car with medals and awards and all that stuff. It was an amazing thing. And so I was just down there last week and sang national anthem, sang a couple songs, and so very cool thing. Anyways,
you're a great dude, man. I love you so much. I love having you.
Love
having you as my
friend.
Love
you too, man. And like I said, I am so blessed. I tell Lerv all the time. We like, how sometimes even if you're pals, you don't say stuff. Now sure. I'm like, we're gonna be friends for life.
Yeah.
So. Do you want to do this? Do you not want to do this? Does this work? Does that work? Like, we're going to be pals for life. And it's like, it's awesome.
Are you close enough with Lerv that he would give you a wicked discount on a boat?
On a boat?
No, it's just a question. I mean, you could say no. I mean, there's huge markups in boats. You know that.
Hey, this guy gets up at like 4:30 in the morning.
No, he's out in the yard.
That's if he's sleeping in.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. Like, that's just what he does. And he strives. Like,
because I've had him on my podcast, would he give me a discount on a boat?
I don't know, but he might give you a discount on fixing your boat. Just saying. Maybe.
Oh, man. I love having you as my friend. You're always a quick phone call away. Sometimes it takes 6 or 7 months for a phone call back.
Hey, I'm getting a lot better about that.
Yeah, you're down to 5.
But you know why that? But you know why that happens?
I know you're a busy guy. So am I, man.
It's not that I'm busy. Sometimes I get depressed and it's hard.
I understand that.
Call back.
I understand that.
Yeah.
And I know that. Yeah. Your greatest friends know that.
I was lucky enough last year. We were lucky enough to we did a benefit for suicide prevention. Yeah, man. Because that's what depression leads to. Sure. Just talking about it, you get emotional because sure. I do. You don't want to go back there. Yeah. I mean, I want you to come back on this show and we'll do a serious one if there is such a thing. If there is serious, I was just serious. I also want to bring Lervy on. Yeah. When you are halfway across the world. Yeah, just bring him on. And I want to bring him on, and I want to air out some serious shit about you. Oh, he'll be able to tell you all kinds of good stories. Will he tell me stories about you? Yeah. I got video. You got video? Yeah, you do. Let's just say this. Lervy and I both know that you will never be governor. Never. Well, why wouldn't I be governor? JD. Well, just the because you got just the pictures from today alone. Because you now have dirt on me. Yeah, just the pictures alone that we took. Got was more than dirt, brother. Yeah, I'm appreciating you. That's why. Yeah, thanks, Lerv. What are brothers for? Listen, I don't know when I'm going to have. Just saying. I don't know when I'm going to have you in here again.
but it ain't going to be soon enough.
Right back at you. Hey, all bullshit aside, too, you are awesome. You're just such a great dude, and you're a giver yourself, man. And this podcast thing, I mean, I'll do whatever I can to help you because it's deserved. Because you are just a great speaker, talker. I mean, look, like 60 minutes just, and maybe it didn't fly by for the people, but it sure the hell flew by for me. And it's a blast.
It's a blast.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, it's all about being happy for me. And I am so blessed. Like, I've got a business partner and a manager. Her name's Julie Atwood. And without her, I don't even know if I'd be here. Right. And she's just awesome. We went to kindergarten together. Well, actually, kindergarten and grade school together. And now we work together. And she's just awesome. So, again, I'm blessed to have so many people and that are kind to me. The people that come to my shows and our shows, and it's like I'm just blessed, man. Because I tell them all the time, without them, there is no me.
Yeah.
You know, so they allow me to do what I do. They allow me to go to Boston, New York City, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I am so appreciative. Like, you have no idea. When you go down into the deep hole, man, when you come out, you realize how lucky you are to be out and to be still breathing. You know. So, anyways,
folks can find you on Facebook. They can find you online everywhere.
Facebook, Instagram, Jamie Lee Thurston, Jamie L. Thurston for Twitter. Facebook is Jamie Lee Thurston. Please.
Complete list of all your shows.
All that.
Love you, buddy.
All that.
Thanks for coming in, Lerv.
Hey, until next time. And bitchin' new haircut.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah. You know, you'd look killer. You'd look killer with one of these.
I ain't got enough hair for that.
CBDCrave.com, one of our sponsors today, of course, of Aired Out, of course, Peak Entertainment of Vermont and New Hampshire, Fontaine, Forestry, and Millworks of East Montpelier, Fly on the Wall Productions, and CVTV, where we are now, along with FGB Theaters. One of my new sponsors, man.
I don't know, but JLT, we're abbreviating a lot, so I'm just going to go JLT over here.
All right. You can if you want.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for
having us.
Thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate it so much. I'll catch you next time.
I got to pee, man.
All right, go pee.